This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
(1:15 p.m.) This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Lal Mallavarachi and read by Geethanjali Ramanayaka. The headlines. The Finance Ministry says a sum of 250 billion rupees has been saved by temporarily suspending the import of vehicles. A team of officials have been sent to investigate into the minor quake that has been felt near the Victoria Dam. After receiving health recommendations, Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine will be given as the second dose to those who received the Oxford AstraZeneca Covishield vaccine as the first dose. Police conduct a special investigation into a theft of COVID vaccines in the Habradua area. Ranil Wickremesinghe is scheduled to be sworn in as an MP on the 23rd of this month. The economic centres are open today and tomorrow for wholesale trade. In news from overseas, China launches first crew to new space station. The Finance Ministry says that the government has been able to save a sum of 250 billion rupees by temporarily suspending the import of vehicles. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has decided to take this decision to maintain financial stability in the country amid the negative impacts posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. State Minister Ajit Niwad Cabral says that the saved money can be used to purchase medical supplies that need to strengthen the state health service. This has also led to help establish the national economy. Chairman of the Geological Survey and Mines Bureau, Anura Walpola, says that a team of officials with special equipment have been sent to the Randanigala area to investigate into the minor quake that has been felt in an area near the Victoria Dam yesterday. According to the Bureau, the tremor was measured 1.94 on the Richter scale. Speaking in this regard, the Bureau chairman said the public should not have any undue fears as there is no threat from this minor tremor. Epidemiology unit of the Health Ministry says 2,436 new COVID-19 cases were reported yesterday. According to the Epidemiology Unit report, a total of 230,692 COVID-19 cases have been reported and 34,232 infected patients are being treated at hospitals, while 194,145 patients have fully recovered and been discharged from hospitals. Meanwhile, State Minister Professor Channa Jayasumana says that according to the recommendations received from the health authorities, Pfizer-BioNTech Covishield 19 vaccine will be given as the second dose to those who received the Oxford AstraZeneca Covishield vaccine as the first dose. A study in Germany has shown that vaccinating people with both the Oxford AstraZeneca and Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccines produce a more effective immune response. The State Minister said a total of 2,350,564 people have received the first dose of COVID-19 vaccine and 677,353 have received the second dose so far. Police spokesman DIG Ajit Rohana says that the Habradua police have launched a special investigation into a theft of 30 doses of Sinopharm vaccines following a complaint lodged by the Habradua medical officers of health. Police are investigating a driver and a minor employee attached to the Habradua Medical Health Office who are suspected to be involved in the incident. According to the complaint lodged by the Medical Officer of Health in Habradua with the police, the stolen stock of Sinopharm injections is valued at 90,000 rupees. In addition, the Gaul SSP has also ordered the Gaul Divisional Crime Unit to conduct a special investigation into the incident. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Now, EPF information and services through an SMS from HDFC Bank.
UNP General Secretary Palitha Rangabandara says that the party handed over the name of the former Prime Minister and party leader Ranil Wickremesinghe to the Elections Commissioner for the post of National List Member of Parliament. The Election Commission will issue an extraordinary Gazette notification shortly declaring Wickremesinghe as a Member of Parliament. Ranil Wickremesinghe is scheduled to be sworn in as an MP on the 23rd of this month. He has been a Member of Parliament from 1977 to 2019 and has served as Prime Minister 5 times. He is an experienced politician who has held a number of powerful ministerial posts. The economic centres are kept open today and tomorrow for wholesale purposes. This will also serve the needs of the mobile sales. Individual traders are able to purchase the vegetables and fruits. Paliagoda Manning Market and Fish Market are also opened for wholesale trade from this morning. Meanwhile, the distribution of permits for essential services are extended till the 21st of June. The period of revenue licenses of the vehicles in North Western Province has been extended till the 30th of this month. The registration process of North Western Province was suspended due to COVID outbreak. That ends local news for now. Main news story is up next.
දැන් HDFC බැංකුවෙන් EPF ණයතොරතුරු හා සේවාවන් SMS එකකින්
රාජ්‍ය හා පෞද්ගලිකංශයේ රැකියාවේ නියුතු ඔබ කොහේ සිටියත් EPF ණයතොරතුරු හා සේවාවන් ලබා ගැනීම සඳහා කළ යුත්තේ EPF හිස්තැනක් නම හා ප්‍රදේශය සඳහන් කර 071 8යි 800යි 999ට SMS එකක් එවීම පමණයි.
HDFC බැංකුව ඔබ අප සුරකින්න බැංකුව.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmaya.
The government expects to reopen schools under proper health guidelines without delay. Education Minister Professor G.L. Pires said that lengthy discussions are taking place between the health and education officials regarding the reopening of schools soon. The minister added that the first phase of the reopening of schools is vaccination, and around 280,000 doses of vaccines are required in this regard. Vaccination will improve the health safety of teachers as well as build trust in parents. That was our main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmaya.
In Watchlight, traders in the Matale district say that they have faced heavy losses due to the recent drop in meat and fish consumption in the area owing to the COVID-19 pandemic. Traders said that around 2,000 families in the district, especially those in the fishing and farming industries, have lost their livelihoods due to the issue. Meat consumption has dropped by 50% and fish sales have come to a halt, traders said. They added that if the situation was to continue, they would have to look for new jobs. This is for the attention of the relevant authorities. The government expects to reopen schools under proper health guidelines without delay. Education Minister Professor G.L. Pires said that lengthy discussions are taking place between the health and education officials. And on to a bulletin of world news. In the headlines, China launches first crew to new space station. US to add federal holiday marking the end of slavery. Kim Jong-un admits to tense food situation in North Korea. China has launched 3 astronauts into orbit to begin occupation of the country's new space station. The 3 men, Ni Hasheng, Liu Boming and Tang Hongbo, are to spend 3 months aboard the Tianhe module some 380 kilometers above the Earth. It will be China's longest crewed space mission to date and the first in nearly 5 years. Today, their Shenzhou 12 capsule successfully took off atop its Long March 2F rocket. The US Congress has overwhelmingly passed a bill to add a federal holiday to the calendar marking Juneteenth, the end of slavery in the nation. The House of Representatives backed the legislation by 415 to 14, a day after it was unanimously approved by the Senate. It is the first new federal holiday since Martin Luther King Jr. Day was established in 1983. Juneteenth marks the day on 19th June 1865 when enslaved black people in Texas learned they had been freed. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has officially acknowledged that the country is facing food shortages. Addressing a meeting of senior leaders, Mr. Kim said, "The people's food situation is now getting tense." He said the agricultural sector had failed to meet its grain targets because of last year's typhoons, which caused widespread flooding. There are some reports that food prices have spiked, with North Korea news reporting that a kilogram of bananas cost $45 or 32 pounds. Back to the headlines of the world news. China launches first crew to new space station. US to add federal holiday marking the end of slavery. Kim Jong-un admits to tense food situation in North Korea. That ends world news, and on to development news. Plans are afoot to launch Sri Lanka's largest agricultural re-export zone near the Valipanna Seva Pier on the Valipanna Southern Expressway in the Kaluttara district. This project is to be launched with the objective of transforming Sri Lanka to a leading centre for internationally exchanging trade goods. A discussion on the construction of the agricultural re-export zone was held recently under the patronage of the Trade Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena. It has been planned to distribute products to the world through the Colombo port using the Southern Expressway. That was development news, and on to sports news. The National Olympic Committee of Sri Lanka, NOCSL, will conduct its Olympic Day celebrations virtually for the second successive year on June 23rd. Starting from 9 a.m., events celebrating Olympic Day will be streamed on the NOCSL Facebook page. This time, the theme of the Olympic Day celebrations 2021 will be Respect, Understand and Move Forward. A virtual Olympic torch relay by the athletes who are to take part in the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games will also be held. Football Sri Lanka FSL elections, which has been postponed thrice because of the COVID-19 pandemic and travel restrictions, has been rescheduled for the 22nd of June at the Racecourse Pavilion. The three-member election committee comprising retired judges Rohini Munasinghe, Sisira Ratnayaka and Sarojini Veerawardena are hopeful the FSL elections could be held on the 22nd of June. Meanwhile, the elections of the Sri Lanka Taekwondo and Karam Federations are scheduled to be held on the 20th of June and 29th respectively. The election dates for the hockey and powerlifting federations are yet to be finalized due to the court order, while the Netball Federation elections have been postponed. That ends sports news.
Contributory deposit of ₹1,000 from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Sri Lanka's Cabinet of Ministers had cleared a proposal to start talks on a preferential trade agreement with Bangladesh as bilateral exchanges with the two nations were at a low level despite being party to a number of regional agreements. It had been agreed in Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa's tour of Bangladesh in March to start a free trade accord to strengthen economic relationships. Sri Lanka's Trade Minister has submitted the proposal to start talks with Bangladesh on a preferential trade agreement with a short list of items. That was Business News.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
In economic news, Central Bank Governor W.D. Lakshman said Sri Lanka is keen to keep the exchange rate at the current level of 200 to the US dollar and is using pressure to influence the market while simultaneously attracting inflows and implementing fiscal measures to shore up the currency. Sri Lanka's rupee now stands at 200 to the US dollar, with banks barred from selling the currency about 203 to the customers, and outright interbank transactions about 200 are being barred. That was economic news.
Economic news, courtesy of...
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011. Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
Several spells of light showers will occur in the western, central, Sabaragamuwa and northwestern provinces and in the Galle and Matra districts. Wind speed will be 30 to 40 kilometers per hour in the western slope of the central hills, northern, north central and northwestern provinces and in the Hambantota and Trincomalee districts. The wind speed can be increased up to 50 kilometers per hour at times in these areas. That was the weather report.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
To end this news broadcast, back to the headlines. The Finance Ministry says a sum of 250 billion rupees has been saved by temporarily suspending the import of vehicles. A team of officials have been sent to investigate into the minor quake that has been felt near the Victoria Dam. After receiving health recommendations, Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine will be given as the second dose to those who receive the Oxford AstraZeneca Covishield vaccine as the first dose. Police conduct a special investigation into a theft of COVID vaccines in the Habradua area. Ranil Wickremesinghe is scheduled to be sworn in as an MP on the 23rd of this month. The economic centres are open today and tomorrow for wholesale trade. In news from overseas, China launches first crew to new space station. And with that, we end this news broadcast.